Welcome to the Icelandic Formula Offroad, the 6-round championship this summer. Each round contains 6 tracks for the drivers to tackle. Egilsstadir, an 8-hour drive from the capital, first time in the 55-year history of Formula Offroad. The first round is in Egilsstadir. The first 2 rounds had to be postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Hella was supposed to be May 5th, but will now be at September 5th. Due to the pandemic, spectators had to be secured off. The sectors quickly filled up, as only 500 people were allowed in each space, and around 500 people didn't get access. There were 16 cars entered, 13 in the unlimited class and 3 street legal, so 16 cars would tackle it. We're going to start off with the street legal class, and as the name suggests, these cars are street legal. However, they run at around 500 to 800 horsepower. Here we have a newcomer. This is August Halldórsson driving Kulski. This car has won multiple championships. August did pretty well in the first track and was second in class. However, he didn't manage to finish the second track, which was a time attack, and that is very costly. Here we have Óskar Jónsson driving the Wolf. He was second in his rookie season last year, and this is the only car that isn't a Village. It's a Chevy V8 Power Suzuki, and it makes it further than anyone in track 1 and takes the lead. Track 2, time attack. Like August, he didn't make it over the water, and for not finishing you only get 75 points instead of the 350 for the fastest time. So that would mean that the third and last driver would only need to finish the time attack to get full points. Here we have Stefan Pierteson driving the Smurf, last year's champion. He also won the Sand Drag Racing champion, was Iceland's Motorsport Man of the Year in 2019. However, he didn't make it up the first track and was in last place before the time attack. In the time attack, a super drive from the champ, the only street legal car to finish, and he took a demanding lead. Look at him crawl there up out of the water and knows that he just needs to finish.
Jæja, Steingrímur, þetta byrjaði nú ekki vel, en þú bættir upp fyrir það í tímabrautinni.
Já, tímabrautin til að keyra hratt.
Já, nákvæmlega.
Það er svoleiðis.
Og ég kannski lykilatriði að klára hana, þannig að þú náttúrulega byggja upp gott forskot.
Það hjálpaði að hinir kláruðu ekki fyrir mig.
Time attacks are to be driven fast. That's, well, very correct. The street legal cars don't drive the same courses as the unlimited class, although they have plenty of power. These tires just don't have the grip the unlimited ones have. The third track was very steep, but these cars maybe need a bit more speed to get up. Here we see the champ again. Didn't quite make it. August had some engine problems. His carburetor is designed for drag racing, and it just doesn't work in the steep hills of Egilsstadir. The rest of the tracks were either too easy or too difficult. They say the perfect track is a track that only one car makes all the way. It can be very difficult to design the tracks for these trucks on the street legal tires, and Steingrímur ended up taking the win, a great way to start his title defense. Now we move over to the unlimited class. 13 cars entered, some new cars, some new drivers, and in this show we will see tracks 1 to 3. Everybody setting up early morning in Egilsstadir before we head off to the first track of the season.
Þú ert búinn í brautaskoðun, hvernig líst þér á þetta?
Ég held að þetta sé mjög erfitt. Það er engin braut sem þú horfir á og segir þessi fær, en ég býst að séu nokkra brautir sem ekki kláraðar hér í dag, en það eru færar, hugsa ég, en það þarf að hitta alltaf vera 100% hjá þér og þannig að klára það, sko.
Já, Ingólfur, nú er fyrsta keppni hérna á Egilsstöðum, hvernig leggst þetta í þig?
Bara mjög vel.
Svona smá tilbreyting að byrja hérna.
Já, þetta hefur aldrei verið áður að byrja hérna, en þetta verður fjör.
Já. Þú ert búinn í brautaskoðun, hvernig líst þér á þetta?
Þetta er bara eins og venjan, erfitt og mjög flóknar brautir og það verður mjög mikil barátta á milli okkar.
Ja, skuli fyrsta keppni tímabilsins núna á Egilsstöðum, þetta er svona smá tilbreyting, hvernig er svona stemmingin?
Hún bara fín, ekki keyrt hérna áður en þetta lítur vel út.
Hvernig líst þér á brautirnar? Þetta svolítið svakalegt.
Já, það mætti halda að væri allar brautir 7. braut. En bara fínt.
Og hvernig svona upplagður fyrir keppnina?
Bara ljómandi góður.
Og hvernig á svona að hafa aksturinn í dag? Segist ekki að hafa keppt hérna áður, myndu taka því eitthvað rólega út af því eða gengur það ekki neitt? Verður þetta full ferð frá fyrstu braut?
Já, verður ekkert slakað á sko.
Nei. Gangi vel í dag.
Já, takk.
A lot of penalty points, steep hills, everybody's expecting it. Here we have Guðmundur Eliasson driving the rodeo. Had a disappointing last season with lots of problems on the car and didn't quite make it up here in the first course. 80 points for length, no penalty points, and that's a very bad start to the season. Now here we have Stefan Pierteson driving Kaldi. He has only been racing in 1-2 events each year. However, he is fully committed to the 2020 season, and he fully committed to that steep end gate. However, only 110 points for length, 20 penalty points. The first climb wasn't really supposed to be this difficult, but already proved to take the first 2 drivers out. Here we have Helgi Sveinn Heimisson driving Tímur, a newcomer in an old school truck, and that's a jump. It's not unusual to see a wheel of 2 go up, but well, he almost jumped into the Lagarfljót River there behind. Here we have Aron Ingi Svansson driving a Storm. He makes it over the first climb, Honda powered car. Difficult side slope here. If the drivers go too low, they will be black flagged. Well done here. Gets 20 penalty points there for touching the red marker. Probably had around 40 penalty points before that. 20 again there, touches the marker. And now for the final climb, he revs up that Honda and there it jumps. And that's a roll. 250 for length, 80 penalty points, 170 points in total. Let's see that final climb again. The final back is just really rough and it gets caught out there. Waves to the crowd and down goes the car. Now Skúli Kristjánsson, Simba, he won the North European Cup last year, which is equivalent to the World Cup, but he had very bad luck in the Icelandic Championship. He's a very aggressive in the side slopes here. He stays high enough. He already has 80 penalty points, and that's 20 there for touching that marker. He gives up. Was it the car? Was it the driver? Must be the car. Ásmundur Ingjaldsson here driving the bomb. He's 8th in the championship last year and he hopes for a big and a better season this year. He's wondering whether to reverse there. No, decides to take the marker. That's 20 penalty points. Got a pretty hard turn here. Look at that white line. He's not allowed to go below it. Almost touches the border. Or did he touch it? It moved. Not sure there. Did he touch that one? It's very difficult for the judges to see here if he is touching the markers, because the markers can also move just from the earth moving. But he gets stuck and doesn't go for the final climb. 150 points per length, 60 penalty points. That's 90 in total. Here we have Helgi Garðarsson driving Þór. The big news this season is that Þór Þormar Pálsson will not be competing. The 2-time defending champion has decided to give his service crew a chance to compete this season. And they are off to a start through the first one. This is not Helgi's first race. However, he has competed in a few events and got second place in Egilsstadir in 2015. Managed to get the car turned there, but he's gonna touch that marker for sure. That's penalty points, probably 20. And takes another one there. Needs that final climb now. Will he go for it? This car does try the backs, but he's just too slow on the entry. 240 for length, 140 penalty points. That means that he only gets 100 points. Here we have Ingólfur Guðvarason driving Peartney board. In 2018 he was 3rd. 2019 he was 4th in the championship. Will this be his year? A car very similar, built on the same chassis as Thor, and or similar design. 20 penalty points there. Ingólfur is going for it, and he's gonna gun for that final gate. He goes for it, goes up, managed to get clinched there, but doesn't quite get through. However, that was a fantastic run, 250 for length, only 40 penalty points. Here we have Haukur Viðar Einarsson, probably the man that most expect to be champion this year, driving Hekla. He was second in the championship last year, just behind Thor. This car, stunningly well-built machine. Look at the cornering radius there on that front wheel. He needs to turn the car with the throttle or without rolling it, so he's creeping, trying to get a little bit of a spin on it. Just not getting it, or what? Starts moving. He touches the marker there, didn't he? Yes, that's the end of the track. 150 for length, 40 penalty points, only 110 points, which means that Ingólfur takes a demanding lead on him. Now here we have Ólafur Bragi Jónsson, a double Icelandic champion, returning in a brand new car in his home race.
Bara eftir að koma í ljós. Það bara aðeins öðruvísi uppsetning en hann svona svipaður á stærð eða lengd á milli hjóla og þannig sko. Svo sit ég einhvers staðar allt annars staðar en ég var.
Já, nú ertu komin á svona breiðan bíl, þannig að hvað þyngdarpunkturinn það aðeins neðar?
Já, ég vona það.
Já.
Allavega bætist líka aukalega með mér.
Jú. Hefur eitthvað náð að prófa bílinn?
Nei, ekki neitt. Við bara bökkum út í morgun í kerru og spurning hvort við náum aðeins að sjá hvað það gerist eitthvað.
Já.
The newly built Fox has some issues here right away in the first track. 40 for length, but no penalty points. Now let's look at the standings. After track 1, Ingólfur leads 40 points on Aron Ingi, Jóhann 3rd, Skúli in 4th, Haukur lying a lonely 5th, 100 points behind Ingólfur. Here we have Aron Ingi Svansson driving the Storm. The second track is the time attack, 350 points for the quickest time, 1 minus point for each 10th of a second you're slower, and 10 for touching a marker no matter how you touch it. Drivers gun it through the time attacks because here speed is what matters. Aron not really gunning it here though. Usually you just hear a flat out throttle throughout most of the course, but Aron is trying to do this with precision. Lining it up here, gets it turned. These cars are so hard to get turned around. I can tell you, I've been there. And not a good float here. Completely gets bogged down. And will he make the final climb? Yeah, there. No. No. Only 150 points for length. 110 total.
Aron, hvað gerist í tímabrautinni?
Hörðu, hann beygði framstífu og tók þetta drifskafti og það með sér. Og við erum svona að reyna að finna út í hvort það verður eitthvað meira en það. En við ætlum að reyna þetta.
Problems for Aron right away. Now we have Guðmundur Eliasson driving the rodeo. He's by far the youngest driver. He's only 19 years old. Gets the car turned well there. Goes for the float. Gets a bit wobbly and he sinks there. Needs to get out, which he does, but the car, he's lost the belt for the power steering, but managed to finish 211 points, 60 penalty points, so 150 in total. In the end, he had to retire with a broken converter. 2020 kicks off just as badly as 2019 ended for the youngster, but let's hope that doesn't break him down. So nice plumbing there. Newcomer Sigurður Ingi Sigurðarson bought the sledgehammer from Geir Evert Grímsson, and Geir, well, he won the first race half last season in this car. Oh, gets stuck there when he goes into the water. That must have been a pretty heavy hit, and that completely stops the car. 75 points. That was a rough entry into the water. Something you probably wouldn't see with a more experienced driver. Here we see Helgi Garðarsson, Ingólfur Guðbrandsson, side by side. They were quick. These cars are quick in the time attacks. Look at the way that Ingólfur is just speeding away. Ingólfur driving it like it was a Baja rally truck. He's miles ahead already. That must be the fastest time of the day. Helgi, well, I haven't even seen what he does because I can't take my eyes off Ingólfur. There he is, floating perfectly here, gunning for the final gate. And there we go, a big jump there. Oh, and he rolls it through the gate. Sorry, Helgi, what were you doing? He's going through the final gate now. And not quite as spectacularly. What a finish from Ingólfur. He was by far the fastest overall. But at what cost? Let's see this again. That's a big hit, both at the front and the back. The roll cage never touched the ground. It was just the ends of the car getting stuck down.
Jæja, Ingólfur.
Jæja.
Þetta voru tilþrif.
Já, ég að reyna að sjá þau.
Look at that.
Sæl. Góð daginn.
Góðan daginn. Þú ert fastað.
Já, aðeins.
Eitthvað tjón á bílnum nær næstu braut?
Aðeins bóið liðhús, en aðal afturendin á bílnum aðeins laskaður.
Já.
Já. Það verður afturenda laust núna og þetta verður fínt.
Gangi ykkur vel.
Já.
Sett hann á réttur.
Mikið tjón á bílnum?
Nei, það er sleppur. Og ég liðhús. Raskandi á honum.
A true testament of how strong these cars are. Now we have Stefan Pierteson driving Kaldi. Even after seeing how it ended for Ingólfur, he didn't slow down at all. So look at this. And, well, a bit softer result, but the same nonetheless. 20 penalty points for this drive. Here's, unlike Ingólfur, the roll kits took a hit though. So Stefan's crew had to strengthen it before the next track. Now let's look at the standings. Ingólfur, a demanding lead, 140 points after only 2 tracks. Stefan second, Skúli third, Ásmundur fourth, and Óli Bragi fifth. Track number 3. Sigurður Ingi had changed the name of the car from Sledgehammer to Yippee, and he had never set foot in a Formula Offroad car before this race. Easy does it. Here to begin with. Didn't quite get whether he caught that marker there. And look at the white line, not allowed to go, not allowed to touch it. And now up this climb is the halfway point of this track. Will he get up there? Doesn't get the traction. And probably needs to back out of this. Might try again. No, he won't. 140 points for length. 20 penalty points, so that's 120. And there we see Ingólfur. He watches on in a class of his own so far. Let's see what he does here. No penalties there. Easy does it. Needs to get it lined up for this climb and gun it. Traction or what? Goes for it. He managed to get a good drive there. Only 20 penalty points going, well, when he touched the marker and at the top of that gate. And now he goes back down, only halfway through the course. And now for the infamous final climb. Will he gun it? He does. He guns it. He gets the big jump. But that's... He went through. I thought he was rolling down there. 350 for length. Fantastic drive by Ingólfur. Let's see it here from a second angle. Guns it. Guns it. And managed to just probably tip on the brake exactly at the right moment to get the car to fall down on its nose. And that's enough. Here's Óli Bragi Jónsson. The Fox, the crew members, managed to fix the issue from the first track. Will it hold? Guns it for the final gate here, but that's too slow. No, sorry, that's the first gate. He can reverse and try again, but it might not be a good idea. There's 40 penalty points for reversing, so now he really needs to make it all the way up. He's got a pretty tight entry, and he won't make it really, no. So that's 60 penalty points, only 90 points total. Skúli Kristjánsson driving Simba. Now we can see if it was the car or the driver in the first track. Gave up on that climb in the first track. Probably not the car, depending on this. Nicely done. Gets up, needs to get it turned around. And back down. Setting up now for the final climb, the big jump. However, it turned out to be the car. The air filter was filling up with dust, so there's no power. And here we have the same result. 230 points for length, 50 penalty points. Now Haukur crawling his way here. Not a good day for Haukur so far. Was lying outside of the top 5 before this track. However, has a chance to move up the order. He just needs to finish this course. Probably won't get Ingólfur from now, but can try to fight for a podium. Ganse, but it's just not going his way. Haukur only 130 points for length, no penalty points, and that's a very disappointed Haukur. Here we have Jóhann Gunnlaugsson, another newcomer. He bought the Thunderbolt from Atli Jamil. He sold it after having secured the Norwegian Formula Offroad title last year. And Jóhann was driving well, almost third after track 1. However, engine issues started plaguing and ended his run. Sometimes rocks need to be moved. Now let's move over to Ásmundur Ingjaldsson driving the bomb. He has had a great opportunity here after seeing that only Ingólfur got all the way, so he can move up the order. He's gonna reverse here. That's penalty points already. Could have gone further probably, but that bank has just become so hard and the entry needs to be completely rethought by the drivers. 130 for length, 40 penalty points, and Ingólfur is dominating after 3 tracks. Almost has a 300 point lead. Haukur has managed to move up to 3rd and Ásmundur 4th. Let's hear from Ingólfur.
Já, Ingó, þú ert einn af fáum sem komst að endarliðinu og svo bara alla liði.
Já, ég ætlaði.
Já, var þetta ekkert flókið?
Nei, ég sá ekkert, ég vissi ekkert hvar ég var.
Það er bara pedallinn að hægra megin og allt í bor.
Já, það er eina sem gengur. Meina, gerum þetta með stæl.
Hvernig líst þér á svona næstu brautir? Það er 4. brautin næst.
Ég held að það sé ágætt, ég man hann ekki.
Þú fer að kíkja á þetta?
Já, ég fer að fylgjast með. Þetta var ekki auðvitað.
It was a great performance from Ingólfur in the first 3 tracks. Can he hang on? We will find out next time.